Okay, let's change things up a little bit and pass some data to templates and organize things in a slightly more sophisticated fashion. Pretty easy right now. It's going to get a little more complex as time goes on, but for the moment, this will suffice. So, right now, I have everything in one file. Except for my templates, all of my Go code exists in main.go. And as you might expect, this will probably get more complex over time. And having everything stuck into one file, probably not a great idea. So I'm going to come over here to the root level of my directory and create a new Go file. And I'm going to call that handlers.go. And as you might expect, I'm going to put all of my handlers into this file. So let's go back to main.go and find these handlers, including render.template, and I'll cut them out of here. And when I do, it says that my HTML template is no longer being used, and I can just reformat or manually delete that, and now I have a very simple, straightforward main.go, and it's pointing to two functions which don't exist because I just cut them out of this file. So I'll just put them in here instead. And it will, my IDE automatically imported these things. If yours doesn't, you have to put in this import statement. But everything is in here. So the one thing that's missing is Golang seems to have difficulty discovering what template we're talking about. So I'll just retype template.parse files and then delete the extra text, and that will add the import for me. All right. So, and I got to get rid of this. There. So now I have two files, and everything seems to be pretty much the same. My main should have no errors, and it doesn't. My handlers has no errors, and it doesn't. And if I try to run this application by going to my terminal window and doing what I did before, go run main.go, it's not going to work. And it's not going to work because it says, hey, in your main.go at line 12, I don't know what home is. I don't know what about is. That's because we're just trying to compile. If I use this command, go run main go, it's just trying to compile main.go. In fact, I want it to compile all of the Go directories. So I'm going to change that to say go run star.go. And now when I run it, it should work beautifully. And if I go to my browser window and refresh, there it is. Perfect. Okay. So that's the first step, is just to move things into separate files. And logically, you should try to make functions in a given file all related to the same thing you're trying to accomplish. So in my main.go file, all I'm doing is setting up my application. This will get more complex as time goes on, but for now this is sufficient. In my handlers file, I'm just doing my handlers, except I have this render templates. If I wanted to, I could actually cut this out of here, create a new file under hello world, a new Go file called render.go, and paste that in. And again, I have to tell it about HTML templates. So this time I'll just go template HTML. HTML template, other way around. HTML template, there we go. And go back to handlers, and it deletes the things from my import. So if yours doesn't, you need to manually delete those two that are no longer being used. And now it's very clean. Now I have three files. Handlers are just handlers. Main is just my main function, and render just renders templates. So I can now run the same thing, and it will compile all three files. Go run star.go compiles render.go, main.go, and handlers.go. And it should still work. And let's just verify that it does. Absolutely. Now this is a pretty ugly page, and I'm going to make it a little bit prettier. And I'm going to do that by using Bootstrap, a very, very popular CSS framework. And you get there by going to getbootstrap.com. And I want to get started. And I'm going to very quickly just use this link here, which copies the Bootstrap CSS, which is going to style my web pages. And I'm going to go back and put this in my template. So let's go to templates and go to the home page. And I have to put this in the head section. So I'll paste it in. And just to format it, I will automatically format things to put it so you can all see it all on one screen. And then I'll do the same thing on the About page. And right away, you should start thinking, well, this seems odd. Why do I have to have this information in two places? Can't I just put it in one and have all of my templates use that? Yes, in fact you can, and we'll be doing that shortly. But right now, let's just go back and see what that did. Did that change anything? So go back to my web browser and reload this page. Well, it changed the font. It doesn't look great though. It's all jammed up in the left-hand corner. Well, we can put a little bit of styling in here just to make it look a little bit better. And we'll be doing more of this as time goes on, but I'll just give you the very basics right now. In order to make my homepage look a little bit better, I don't just stick these tags, the header tag and the paragraph tag, in the body tag. They should be wrapped in something. And again, I'm using Emmet just to save some typing, but the very first thing you need to do is wrap your body content in a div with the class of container. Oops. There we go. And inside of that, you have to have a row, a div with a class of row. And inside of that, you have one or more columns. I'm just going to have one column for right now, so I'll put div class of col. And Emmet helpfully types it all out for me. And then I grab these things and put them in those three nested divs. And when I go back and reload the home page, that's a little bit better. Okay, it's still too close to the top. Maybe I want a picture up there, but right now things are starting to look a little bit cleaner. And of course, I can do the same thing in my About page. So I can copy all of that, go to my About page, and I will just put this in here and cut this and put this in here. And I see I'm missing a closing body tag. I probably should have that, and format the whole thing. And now when I go to About, /About, that should have the same kind of styling. And it does. All right. So what we've done so far is just to clean things up a little bit, make things a little bit more straightforward. Now there's a lot more we can do and a lot more we will do. Let's think about, first of all, how are we going to make this content, all of this stuff that doesn't change from page to page, all of this head section, including the body, all of this is the same in every page, and so is the closing body tag and the closing HTML tag. Well, we can actually do that using templates, using the template system built into Go by establishing a layout and then having all of the pages that are going to use that layout basically import that. So we'll do that in the next lecture. It's very straightforward, and then we'll start passing some data to these templates. That's enough for now.